Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are returning to a brand that never stops giving, Seiko. From breathtaking Grand Seiko artistry that rivals the finest Swiss manufacturers on earth, all the way down to affordable everyday sports watches that punch so far above their price class it borders on unfair, the Seiko family continues to deliver timepieces that excite, inspire, and reward the people who wear them. Today's list spans the full spectrum: 10 watches, 10 price points, one unifying theme, exceptional value, and extraordinary character at every level. Whether you're shopping with $500 or $5,000, there is something on today's list that belongs on your wrist. Let's get into it. Number 10. Grand Seiko Evolution 9 SLGH005 White Birch. Opening our countdown is a watch that stopped the horological world in its tracks when it debuted. The Grand Seiko Evolution 9 SLGH05, known universally and affectionately as the White Birch. The Evolution 9 collection represents Grand Seiko's most forward-looking design language, a bold departure from the brand's classical heritage towards something sharper, more sculptural, and unmistakably contemporary. The case of the SLGH005 is a masterwork of Zaratsu-polished surfaces, with sweeping facets that catch and reflect light in a way that photographs simply cannot capture. But it is the dial that earns this watch its nickname and its legend. Inspired by the white birch forests of Shinshu, the mountainous region of Japan where Grand Seiko's Shinshu studio is located, the dial is a study in textured, layered brilliance, shifting from pure white to warm silver as the light moves across it. Inside beats the 9SA5 high-beat 36,000 movement, Grand Seiko's most advanced caliber, featuring a dual-impulse escapement of its own design and a 80-hour power reserve. This is a watch that competes with the finest in the world. The Grand Seiko Evolution 9 SLGH005 retails for approximately $8,000 USD. Number 9. Grand Seiko Heritage SBGH281 Snowflake Light. We have a spiritual sibling to one of Grand Seiko's most celebrated dials of all time, the Heritage SBGH281, affectionately dubbed the Snowflake Light, by collectors who love what it references while appreciating the more accessible price point it occupies. Where the legendary SBGA 211 Snowflake features a deep, hand-textured white lacquer dial evoking heavy snowfall in the Shinshu forests, the SBGH 281 interprets that same poetic inspiration through a subtler, more delicate lens, a pale, gently textured dial surface that shimmers with quiet luminosity. Housed in a beautifully proportioned stainless steel case with Grand Seiko's signature sharp lugs and flawlessly Zaratsu-polished surfaces, the SBGH 281 is driven by the 9S85 high-beat 36,000 automatic movement, one of the most accurate mechanical movements in production today, accurate to within plus or minus 2 seconds per day. If the original Snowflake represents Grand Seiko's poetry at full volume, the SBGH 281 delivers that same emotion in a perfect whisper. The Grand Seiko Heritage SBGH 281 retails for approximately $6,500 USD. Number 8. Seiko Presage Sharp-Edged GMT SPB 219 introduces a Seiko that does something no other watch in the Presage lineup has done before. The Sharp-Edged GMT SPB 219 combines the series' signature Kiriko cut glass dial artistry with genuine GMT functionality, and the result is one of the most visually arresting and practically useful watches Seiko has ever produced. The dial, inspired by the traditional Japanese craft of Edo Kiriko glasswork, features a deeply faceted geometric pattern that refracts light in an almost prismatic way, shifting from deep blue to brilliant silver with every movement of the wrist. The GMT hand and chapter ring allow precise tracking of a second time zone, making this simultaneously one of the most beautiful and one of the most useful watches in Seiko's current catalog. The angular sharp-edged case design echoes the precision of the dial's craftsmanship, and the overall proportions at 40.8 mm wear comfortably and confidently on the wrist. Powered by the 6R54 movement with a 45-hour power reserve and Seiko's own DiaShield coating for scratch resistance, the SPB 219 is a watch that rewards long, careful looking. The Seiko Presage Sharp-Edged GMT SPB 219 retails for approximately $950 USD. Number 7. Seiko King Seiko SPB 2087. Iced Blue is a watch that represents one of the most exciting revivals in Seiko's recent history. The King Seiko SPB 287, known in collector circles as the Iced Blue. The King Seiko name carries enormous weight among Seiko enthusiasts. Originally launched in 1961 as a domestic Japanese competitor to Grand Seiko, the King Seiko line was defined by exceptional case finishing and a refined, dress-oriented aesthetic that became deeply influential. The SPB 287 revives that legacy with total conviction. The iced blue dial is a marvel of lacquer craftsmanship, a deep, cool blue that catches the light differently depending on the angle, moving from stormy midnight to brilliant azure in a moment. The case at 38.1 millimeters is a beautifully considered size that nods to the proportions of the 1960s originals while wearing perfectly on a modern wrist. The sharp lugs, the alternating brushed and polished surfaces, and the sunburst finished dial combine to create a level of finishing that makes watches costing far more seem embarrassed. Powered by the 6R31 movement with a 45-hour power reserve, the King Seiko SPB 287 is understated excellence at a very attainable price. The Seiko King Seiko SPB 287 retails for approximately $850 USD. Number 6. Seiko Alpinist SPB 409 Mountain Glacier. We find a watch that takes one of Seiko's most beloved and iconic designs and elevates it to a new level of beauty. The Alpinist SPB 409, nicknamed the Mountain Glacier. The Alpinist has been a cult classic for decades, beloved for its internal compass bezel, its crown at 4 o'clock configuration, and its distinctive character that sets it apart from virtually every other watch on the market. The SPB 409 channels all of that heritage through a breathtaking new dial, a pale glacial blue-white that captures the feeling of early morning light on a high-altitude snowfield. The texture of the dial adds depth and dimension that makes it genuinely mesmerizing to look at in different lighting conditions. The internal rotating compass bezel remains, adding a layer of practical functionality that is uniquely Alpinist. Powered by the Caliber 6R35 with its exceptional 70-hour power reserve, protected by sapphire crystal, and water-resistant to 200 meters, the SPB 409 is a genuine tool watch dressed in spectacular clothes. For the collector who wants something that stands completely apart from the crowd, the Mountain Glacier Alpinist is an easy, emphatic recommendation. The Seiko Alpinist SPB 409 retails for approximately $700 USD. Number 5. Seiko Prospex SPB 143J1 1965 Reinterpretation. Halfway up our list, and firmly in the territory of Seiko's most historically significant pieces, we find the Prospex SPB 143J1, a modern reinterpretation of Seiko's very first diver from 1965. Seiko's original 1965 diver was a landmark moment in Japanese watchmaking, a domestically produced, genuinely capable professional dive watch that announced Seiko's serious intentions to the world. The SPB 143J1 honors that heritage faithfully, capturing the essence of the original's proportions, dial layout, and character while updating it with the Caliber 6R35 and its outstanding 70-hour power reserve. The turtle case shape, that distinctive slightly cushioned form, is immediately recognizable to any Seiko enthusiast, and the rich blue-green Save the Ocean dial is one of the most attractive dial treatments in the entire Prospex lineup. Sapphire crystal, 200 meters of water resistance, and the day-date complication round out a package that is simultaneously a piece of living history and a thoroughly capable modern diver. The Seiko Prospex SPB 143J1 retails for approximately $550 USD. Number 4. Seiko 5 Sports GMT SSK 005 Orange. We place a watch that has become one of the most talked about affordable watches in the market right now. The Seiko 5 Sports GMT SSK 005 in its eye-catching orange configuration. When Seiko added GMT functionality to the already beloved Seiko 5 Sports lineup, enthusiasts sat up and paid very close attention indeed, because a genuine GMT complication at this price point is almost without precedent. The SSK 005's vivid orange dial and bezel insert make an absolutely unapologetic statement. This is a watch that announces itself without reservation, and it does so with a warmth and personality that makes it irresistibly likable. The 4R34 movement inside provides true independent GMT hand functionality, allowing you to set a second time zone without disrupting the main time display, a feature that typically appears in watches costing many times more. At 42.5 EMA with 100 meters of water resistance and a solid stainless steel bracelet, this is a watch that works as hard as it plays. No watch on today's list delivers more genuine functionality per dollar spent than the SSK 005. The Seiko 5 Sports GMT SSK 05 retails for approximately $330 USD. Number 3. Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SRPB 41 Starlight. The bronze medal goes to one of the most beautiful dial experiences in the entire Seiko catalog, the Presage Cocktail Time SRPB 41, known to its devoted admirers as Starlight. The Cocktail Time series has always celebrated the visual magic of bar culture, the shimmer of spirits in a glass, the way light plays across a perfectly mixed drink, and the Starlight is the most literal and stunning expression of that concept. Under the domed Hardlex crystal, the dial shimmers with an almost holographic quality. Deep space blue, shot through with thousands of tiny points of light, like a clear night sky reflected in a cocktail glass. It is one of those rare watch dials that is genuinely impossible to stop looking at. The applied hour markers and slim, elegant hands frame that dial with refined restraint, ensuring the display remains legible despite its dazzling visual complexity. The 4R35 movement provides hand-winding and hacking functionality at a price that seems almost unreasonably generous. On a leather strap, the SRPB41 is the perfect watch for occasions where you want to start a conversation, because it will start one every single time. The Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SRPB41 retails for approximately $300 USD. Number 2. Seiko Prospex Samurai SRPE93. So close to the very top, and a watch that has earned one of the most passionate and loyal fan bases of any modern Seiko, the Prospex Samurai SRPE93 is a diver of genuine distinction. The Samurai nickname comes from the angular, almost aggressive case shape, which draws a deliberate visual parallel to traditional Japanese armor. And the SRPE93, in its deep midnight blue configuration, carries that martial energy with tremendous style and confidence. The dial's angular chapter ring, the sword-shaped hands, and the bold applied markers all contribute to an overall aesthetic that feels completely unlike any other diver on the market. It is unmistakably, defiantly itself. The caliber 4R35 inside provides a 41-hour power reserve, hand-winding, and hacking, while the solid stainless steel case delivers 200 meters of water resistance. The SRPE93 is the watch you buy when you want a diver that stands apart from the endless sea of round cases and conservative dials. A watch with genuine personality, genuine capability, and genuine pride in its Japanese heritage. The Seiko Prospex Samurai SRPE93 retails for approximately $450 USD. Number 1. Seiko 5 Sports SRPD51 5KX. The watch that sits at the very top of today's list, and one that we believe represents one of the most astonishing value propositions in all of mechanical watchmaking, is the Seiko 5 Sports SRPD51, known with great affection among collectors as the 5KX. At first glance, placing a modestly priced Seiko 5 above Grand Seiko artistry and Presage craftsmanship might seem counterintuitive. But hear us out, because the SRPD51 earns this position not in spite of what it is, but precisely because of it. The 5KX is a watch that has become a cultural phenomenon in the watch community, a piece that collectors at every level, from absolute beginners to veterans with six-figure collections, simply love. The blue dial with its vivid orange accents and day-date display is joyful and energetic without being gaudy. The automatic 4R36 movement provides hand-winding and hacking. The stainless steel bracelet, the solid case construction, and the 100-meter water resistance give it genuine everyday credentials. But the real reason the SRPD51 takes the top spot today is what it represents: the democratization of mechanical watchmaking at its absolute finest. This is a watch that proves beyond any argument that you do not need to spend a fortune to experience the pleasure of an automatic movement, a beautiful dial, and a watch that you genuinely look forward to putting on every single morning. In a world of escalating prices and increasingly exclusive access, the Seiko 5 Sports SRPD51 is a reminder of why we fell in love with watches in the first place, and that reminder is worth more than any price tag. The Seiko 5 Sports SRPD51 retails for approximately $275 USDs.